Squeegee Link Podcast, Episode 12, with Christel from Stanley, Stella.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice background you got with all the shirts on display and stuff.
Yes. It's our collection reel that you see behind me.
Perfect. Can I start by asking you to introduce yourself and say that you work for Stanley Stella and what Stanley Stella does?
Sure. So my name is Christel Dujardin, and I'm working since 10 months at Stanley Stella. Mm-hmm. And I'm responsible for everything what's communication. So It's offline and online communication and everything what's got to do with branding and corporate communication too.
Right. Okay. So like you're making sure that the brand values trickle down all the way through into the distributors and things.
Yeah. It's exactly one of the main missions since I started. As Stanley Stella was very product oriented before, so we have strong product and a nice visual appearance, nice quality. We are well known for it. We have actually a lot of stories to tell too, and it's not really appearing, or it was not appearing. So my mission is to increase the awareness of the brands and to bring our stories and to make, to have a kind of a connection also with our partners and with possible customers and consumers.
Brilliant, because I know you work closely in Dakar with a select number of factories. Can you talk about like how you work with them so closely, whereas other brands seem to like push the factories, like they seem to be an afterthought with other brands, whereas you seem quite connected.
Yeah. It starts with it's actually starting with the cotton farmers already, but the factories are super important for us because we want to have full traceability on our chain, on the full supply chain. So having a very good relationship with the factories is the most important. So we've selected 7 factories in Bangladesh. Where we have good collaboration, good contracts together in order for us to have that full transparency. And we have a local team who's going there very often. They do daily visits to check the work environment, to check the quality of each production. So they are in really close contact with these factories, and they really have, the certificates that we need. They are compliant to all our all the that we insist to have to be sure that the garment that comes on the market is actually fitting our values, is sustainable, and values our workers there, and the fact that we are actually using organic cotton.
Yeah, I think that thing that you just said about making sure that your values carry across the whole thing is really important, because our studio is a relatively small studio, but our values align with Stanley Stella because you care about things, even having like PETA organization like recognize your brand, and you've got like vegan certifications. And if there are personal values, then we want those values in our business. So we don't want to use something I don't want to have a product that I'm printing on that has no regard for the environment or the people making it. It's like contradictory. So we don't print on any other garments unless they're Stanley Stella.
That's great.
I know. Well, we just did it once. We thought, we might have some backlash about this, but no backlash at all. Yeah. Everyone actually went, oh, that's a breath of fresh air. Now I'm going to use you for sure because you have the same thoughts as us. So
exactly, and it's a statement, because I was in the field beginning of this week 2, and you have our colleagues or other competitors, I would say, who also launch.
I like that, colleagues,
yes. Who also launch their sustainable collections. But I think that the biggest difference is that for us, it's really our our conviction. We only have organic cotton.
Yeah.
It's a choice we made. And that's also why it's so important to choose the right partners, because we really want partners who want to do the same or who have the same values and who want to change the world and the fashion industry and everything around it. So who are willing to print with sustainable ink and get their GOTS certificates, etc., so that they have the same beliefs.
Yeah,
for us,
it's interesting.
And for us, it's actually the vision of the founder is to change the perception of fashion industry. And the way he wants to do it is not only with the garment. Of course, the organic garment is the base, but the suppliers that we choose for him are the core, because choosing the right partners, if you speak the same voice, it will only become stronger. And that's the way that we, start changing actually, that by really insisting on having the same values and also, do what you preach or
practice what you preach.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. His name's I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but I'm gonna say Jean Chabert. How do you pronounce it? Chabert.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You've all got such amazing names. Like, my name is French, but I never get to pronounce it like that. So I don't think I'm fancy enough. I really like the idea of what Stanley Stella seems to be doing with these distributors and picking screen printers out and having them be the distributors, because then I'm noticing, I sign up to their newsletters just to be nosy, and then I'm noticing they're using your marketing materials and promoting you more heavily than they would if you were just like another choice on the wholesaler. So it's like tying yourself in with those screen printers, because as screen printers, we're the ones buying thousands of units. The consumer is not quite up to date with like what brands are doing the best work and producing the best shirts. So they're just going by like Gildan, Fruit the Loom, things that they grew up with. Yes. And it's up to us screen printers to tell them that there's an alternative that is more ethical.
Yeah, and change the perception together with us. Huh? You are in close contact with the consumer or the customer. So we are not. And we also believe that, we really want to build partnerships. To us, it's part of the Stanley Stella family. That's why we also try to support our dealers as much as possible, give them tools to bring our message to the world, I would say, and to simplify also your life to start changing the perception.
Yeah. Are you in charge of doing all the promo videos and things? Do you get to go on the holidays? I call it a holiday. It's a trip, isn't it? Yeah. It's a work trip, but it looks like a holiday.
It looks like a holiday, but it's early morning and very late evenings. Yeah, but it's nice.
You got to get the sunset shot,
exactly,
and the morning shot.
Yes, the last one was raining all day, so days and days of pouring rain. But yeah, it's changing, of course, and it's super exciting because you see the brand come to life, and we start to integrate also our brand values and our stories in our shoots. So it's it's what we are gonna show, or how we are gonna bring our story to the world. So it's super exciting to really
I haven't really seen a manufacturer treat themselves like an end brand before. So it's like you're bringing out collections, but that's what end brands do, not really manufacturers, from what we've seen. So it's like you've got a new collection, like you've got the spring summer collection, and we're still getting our heads around there's like this cycle, and that's what like very small brands on the ground want to see, because they want like a statement piece for their winter collection or something, and those statement pieces aren't coming from other manufacturers and wholesalers. So I thought that was really interesting. Like, you have like your collection, and then you've got like a mad idea here, where it's like tartan or like all over crazy print. And you're like, and you're thinking, you're like seeing the guy come around with all the new range, and he's like, oh, what do you think about this crazy ensemble, like top and bottoms tartan? And you're like, I think might be able to sell that to one person.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. But it's to try and catch the eye, isn't it? I feel
it's try to catch the eye, but also, you know, we want to be a game changer, and that's not only from sustainability point of view, but one of our pillars is innovation, for example. So we always in that we are entrepreneurs, and we want to change the, I don't want to call it ordinary, but the normal way that you launch collections. So to us, it's always raising the bar. And okay, we could come up with normal collections, but we want to innovate. So we will do new fabrics, new dyeing techniques. And the easiest way or the best way to do it is come with seasonals. And bring that to the market, you know, and to change and to innovate all the time, to really raise the bar. And each time that we come with something, we really want to have something that people have something like, wow, Stanley Stella is really, you know, they are on trend, they are fashionable, they are not a standard supplier of blank garment. We really want to be in these trends, and we also have the demand for it from brands. So we have different types of customers. Some are not interested in it, but others do. So
it's
innovation is key for us.
Like I've noticed with your materials as well, you've got like ones that are done from plastic bottles and things, but do you know, when I just feel like when other brands put out like one recycled cotton thing or one plastic bottle thing, or like 90% of their range doesn't care, but then they've got this one organic shirt, that just doesn't play well with me, and it sounds like greenwashing. Whereas they can't do what you're doing because you're literally on the ground building this from the ground up, and there isn't any unorganic cotton in the supply chain. So I just think they can't copy you now because you've started from the ground up, and they can try and imitate some of your lines, but
it was our choice really to go only for organic cotton. And it was the belief also from Jean Chabert, the founder, to put this brand in the market as this new blank garment supplier who really, you know, he's a visionary. In 2012 to 2012, when he started it, he was they were little people, or there were not a lot of people in the organization. They had talks, you know, they tried to sell the garment, try to convince people about the added value for the planet of organic cotton. People just were not there yet, so they literally turned them aside, and they were like, why should I even pay more for organic cotton? Why I have a perfect blank t-shirt next to it? Actually care. So people start to change their mentality, but he was really a believer that was the way that we should go with everyone. So he started it already in 2012.
There's something that you might not know about, but I've noticed from screen printers and their techniques in printing, and what they're doing is they're using lesser quality garments, and then they're having to do extra processes to make it printable. So they're slapping, they're like trying to flatten down the garment with extra like heads on the press. They're trying to like heat it so that it's like squeezed and ironed on, and they're like buying extra quality. They're buying machines to do this, where it's like just throw in a nice creator shirt, which is a smooth surface anyway, and you're getting rid of production time, you're getting rid of all these things. You can just print straight on it because it's smooth by design, because the cotton fibers are nice and long and it's soft. So they're making it harder for themselves, trying to beat up a crappy shirt, basically.
Yeah.
I find that really funny because they're like, oh, what about fibrillation and stuff? That's where like the fibers come through. And I'm like, I don't get fibrillation.
Yeah,
that's a you problem.
Yeah, but it's also our task, you know, to bring that message, because I'm sure that a lot of them just are not aware of the fact that printing on our garments avoids having all these additional steps or their needs. We have a decoration department in the company who really, before we launch a garment, tests and improves and works together with product development to make sure that the print quality is the best that you can have, and that you only have to do one step or amount of steps to have just the perfect results. And we can also prove it. We do the tests to see it on our colleagues then on other garments to see the results. So it's also, you know, responsibility of the communication department to support printers to show them the difference and to educate them on that point.
Yeah, you have them on the, I think it's just on your official website, but every time you do a garment, every time you pick a garment, you can look at that decoration sheet, download it.
The decoration guide, yes.
Yeah.
But we want to go further with that. There is a lot of knowledge. We have a lot of contacts with different machine suppliers too. So we want to bring it further, but that's a project for this year, in order to have trainings or more guidelines, webinars. So if there's questions, that we really have a partnership. So we want to increase
Are there any like special ink companies that you're looking at working with in particular?
To be honest, I cannot answer that question because I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm sure if you want to go in depth regarding inks or decorations, that we can set up a separate session with the decoration specialist of Stella.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Okay, so what are the accreditations that Stanley Stella have that you're most proud of like earning? Because you kind of have to, sometimes you have to adapt and change and like make sure your processes are really thorough in order to get those kind of certificates, don't you?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Do you know, like you've got loads of accreditations, like certificates.
Yes.
What are the ones that you're most proud of getting and that other brands perhaps haven't managed to get?
For each certificate that we get, we are proud. It's not that one jumps out for us, because every certificate has its value. So each time that we obtain one, it has an added value, and it's actually showing that what we do is recognized by other companies or institutions, I wanted to say.
Okay.
So we're proud of every certificate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. It's just like I see like a lot of brands like share certain ones, and then there's only a couple that have certain ones. I thought that might mean that they're more difficult to, well, it pretty much does mean that they're more difficult to achieve. So on a lighter note, who comes up with all the color names and things? Like you've got like I know these are the style names, like Creator, Blaster, Spinner, la la la, but who comes up with like, you know, wind wisp for like a new type of gray, and like
well, we have a very creative department. It's called the creative department, together with product development and product management. It's a brainstorm. They start together with us on the concept, and then we start looking for names. It's like it's inspiration of the day. It's collaborating together. So
so if you've got like a range that's inspired by nature, you might go for like certain trees and things like that.
Yes,
it is funny. It's like you've got to come up with like 20 names today.
Yeah,
But,
changes, and then all the names for the colors again. Yeah, but
So
it's a fun part.
what does your day-to-day look like? Are you actively talking to brands, or like what like tasks are you doing in the company?
Myself?
Yeah.
Well, my main objective is to increase brand awareness and to increase the customer experience. So I have a very dedicated team. I'm very proud of them. We've set ourselves objectives for this year, and actually it's a lot of objectives where we start to create the base to in order to accelerate next year. We believe we have a long way to go for everything what's digital. So we have a digital team who's installing the basics, doing tests, increasing customer experience. When someone drops on our website, it's not always easy to figure out who we are, what we do, how can you collaborate with us together. So it's definitely a project we're working on. Brand corporate communication, for example, and branding, it did not exist till November last year. So we are also starting from scratch there, and bringing Stanley, Stella to the world. What do we stand for? What is our DNA? We started from scratch, building all the nice campaigns. It's a
do you see any like social media platforms being a part of how you spread that message, like other than Instagram? Or?
Well, our the most successful for the moment is Instagram and LinkedIn for us.
LinkedIn.
Yes, exactly. We are B2B, so it's logical that we have a good reach on LinkedIn. But we also saw that we are mentioned a lot on Twitter. So it's probably also one that we are gonna open soon to start connecting with people, learn what they say about us, interact, listen in. So
yeah. Well, at least you've got like, it seems to be like when you go to work at Stella, it's probably like easier being the communications person because you haven't got a huge amount of like negative press around you. No one's talking crap about you. No one's saying, oh, the quality is bad or anything. So if you're coming from the higher end of the spectrum, you've got an easier job. I'm assuming, because no one's saying, oh, no one's talking bad about you on the street. So I just imagine
it's nice, and it's also how we want to position ourselves, being a love brand, but that's where our partners are also super important also for us. Because alone you cannot build that. You need partners, you need people who are convinced about you. So that network is something we really believe in and we value a lot. So
are there any product developments that you're thinking of? So I know that you've just come into the beanies, and I'm not sure if canvas bags was a semi-recent thing for you, but are there any product lines like that you're going to look to introduce soon?
Well, last year we introduced polo. That was brand new for us. And we just started with outerwear, so jackets. And we're definitely gonna extend these two further. We really believe in both of them, that there's a lot of potential. And it's also, we started with t-shirts only. We added sweatshirts, we added bottoms. Now we have polo, we added outerwear, and we really want to go for that total look. So that if you are at Stanley Stella, that you can, that you have a one-stop shop kind of solution. So we want to really build first on these. And of course, in the future, we have other ideas. But our main focus will be on polo and outerwear.
Okay. There is another thing that I noticed, that you used to be able to get like female and male versions of lots of your things, and then it's kind of like merging into unisex. Can you talk to me about like that decision?
Yeah. Yes, it's linked to our pillar people, so we value equality, and it's got everything to do with gender neutrality, which is a hot topic on the market for the moment. We really also believe in it, so that's why we decrease, or we brought together more unisex.
You just dropped some of your female cuts.
Yes.
And they just seem to be just merging into just unisex. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But it doesn't mean that we will stop our male and our female collection, because yes, for some the morphology. Do you say that in English?
Female, feminine.
I mean the
curvy.
Yeah. No, I mean the
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, a man has just another body type than a female. So for some, you just can't do it. So, but where possible, we really believe in equality. Yeah. So that's the reason why we did it. Yeah.
Something handy that you might not be able to keep track of is the fact that women, when we're selling to people we actually sell on markets as well, like face to face, and the women are going, "Oh, I want the men's cuts. I want the oversize." So it's like, they're not, you think you're selling all these men's products to men, but you're not, you're selling them to women because that's just how they're wearing stuff. So yeah, those feminine cuts are just becoming unfashionable.
Yes, exactly. So you still have a group, of course, and you have still customers who are interested in it for corporate wear or workwear or whatever. But we also see that trend, and that's why we go for oversize, and that's why we have also our new styles introduced.
Yeah, like those super heavy ones.
Yes.
My God, if people are watching, other spring printers are watching this and they haven't seen the slammer heavyweight thing, I put it on and it was like putting on like canvas material. Like, it actually makes a sound when it goes on, and it's like so thick. It's incredible. It's like a Carhartt jacket or something. It's incredibly thick and heavy. It must be like 800 GSM or something.
It's very nice quality, and the printability is also great on it. So it always goes hand in hand for us.
That's really good. I don't know if you're going to know about. I was about to ask you about DTF, but I don't know if you know about DTF. No, I'll say.
I know something about it, but I don't know what the question will be.
Oh, I was just saying, like, surely that brings up lots of challenges when a new print technique comes out that's getting more popular. So you've kind of got to like react to it and make sure that all your collection can like withstand it again. But you've got a testing department in-house, I suppose. So
so they were immediately aware of DTF. They tested in all our garments to see if the results were the best, to see what you need to do to improve the results. And actually DTF was a very good solution for our outerwear collection, because it's amazing print, and it's a solution for our dealers who do sell outerwear for us.
Yeah, you got to get it right when you're heat pressing it though, so that you don't melt the garment. No, not on. I haven't tested yours, but just any of those jackets, you kind of got to like just about hit it so that you don't like leave like a big melted patch. So can I talk about whether you kind of correct people when they say Stanley and Stella, or if you want people to say Stanley and they're just like a little pause, Stella?
I think I'm currently the only one who's really, or the whole communication team who starts to do it's Stanley, Stella, and it's not Stanley and Stella, but everyone knows who you are talking about. Actually, if I want to put the dots on the I, it's Stanley, Stella.
Yeah, but where does that name come from if it's not the founder's name?
Yeah, but it was his idea to pick the name, of course. So I don't know if you know the film called Streetcar Named Desire.
No, I don't.
It's a film from 1951.
That's why I don't know. No, I'm only joking. I'm not that uncultured. I don't know anything, but yeah.
No, I didn't know it either before I started here. But it's actually a film that won 4 Oscars and had Marlon Brando as a main character in the film. And in that film, at a certain moment, he wears a white t-shirt, but as the main garment or as the fashion statement piece. While in that time, a t-shirt was for workwear or to wear under a a sweatshirt or something.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a statement in the film, and it became a very popular, fashionable item thanks to that film. So as when Jean Chabert started the company, t-shirt was the iconic, and the white t-shirt was, of course, the most iconic of all. So that's why he said, okay, let's think of that film. And the name of the main person was Stanley.
All right.
And his girlfriend was Stella. So that's
right.
where the name is coming from.
That is so cool. I know that now.
Yeah.
Just before everyone else, before this goes out to everyone, so I can quiz them.
Yes.
So, where you are based now? Have you been working remotely and now you're back in the office, or
Yes. Since this week, we are all back in the office.
Just this week?
Yes. The rules got a bit more, lighter, so we can come back. We worked indeed a lot remotely.
Wow.
And our headquarters are based in Brussels, actually.
So you're in Brussels now?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, I see.
We have brand new offices since January. We're really proud of it, actually. If you talk about sustainability again, or the innovative part of the fact that we really value quality, it's not only for our dealers or for our garments, but it's also other suppliers, like the ones who made these nice offices, for example. We really challenged them a lot, like, where is your wood coming from? And they were like,
the merchant.
We don't know. Yeah. Well, actually, we are a sustainable company, so we do want to know where the wood is coming from, that, it's also sustainable. So, and it's nice to see, because, the meetings afterwards, they actually came to the meeting like, we found the wood in Europe, it's super sustainable. So we also start changing mentality of even our suppliers.
Is it true? I think I saw something very briefly when I was doing my research about you have access to electric bikes, and you even
Yes, every employee who starts at Stanley Stella can get a electric bike. Exactly.
Treats.
Last year
that's worth it for I want an electric bike. That's a big massive perk.
Last year we handed out 25 in total.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was on holiday over San Francisco, and I got out an electric bike, and I was absolutely bombing it. You could go uphill quicker than
I hope you had a helmet then too, no?
Yeah. Had the helmet, but there was those guys, do you know, proper cyclists in all their they were going as fast as you can, and I'm just no effort at all, just bombing it straight past.
Zoof, bye.
I know that. They're so fun, especially for cities and stuff, city escapes.
Yeah, we are in the city center, so it's super useful here. Parking space needed. And it fits our company values.
Yeah, it must be exciting to get back into the office and actually meet your team properly, because if you've been away for 10 months, this is when you're meeting your team.
No, we were in the office. We could come 2 days
if you wanted
in the office last month, and then last year it was more, so it shifted a little bit depending on the Belgian government rules.
Oh right, yeah, of course. So one of the things you didn't mention about your social media, again, sorry to go back to it, but was things like TikTok.
Yes.
Do you see any value in using TikTok, or is it a bit too much?
To be honest, as a brand, for us, it's a bit too much, but we believe that the value of the partner pops out. We see
Yeah.
partners who are really using TikTok, and they show their beautiful decorations on our t-shirt, and they really show their craftsmanship, or how to pair, or what they've made. So we believe that TikTok is more a channel for the partners than for us, for the
I
most.
see.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because I work with companies like Method and Ecover, and they've got a very similar. Do you know Method and Ecover?
No.
Yeah. No. They're like cleaning companies, but their whole thing is built around sustainability and stuff. And they're on channels like you, like LinkedIn and Instagram. But the virality, the viral nature of these TikToks is much greater impact than Instagram and stuff. It's just interesting. But yeah, I understand why it might be like one step away. You're here fueling us.
Yeah,
but
maybe one day. We have now Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. The team is growing super fast. So last year there were only I think 3 people in the digital team. It's growing. So one day, who knows?
Wow.
Yeah.
Only 3 people in the digital team.
Yeah.
So with the like digital assets and things that you're giving people, I've noticed like you've got like quite easy like downloads and things like that. Are you looking to, like you were saying, you want to improve how people can use all those kind of like things that are on your website? What kind of things are you working on?
Yeah, it's like, simplifying a little bit the way how to access them. Have a dashboard where you can find everything, and it's easy to download, except for the moment to access 2 different portals, for example, or to support dealers who have less the possibility to to write emails, or less experience, or a lot of our partners, these people are multifunctional.
Yeah.
And they are doing a little bit of everything in the company. So when they want to communicate, it's actually it's a big workload. So just offering them already pre-made templates. Yeah, it's more a document, because everyone is using, of course, another email system. But simplifying, like offering tools that are just plug and play. That's where we want to go further in. At one point, we want to also, train, create a webinar on how to, do
how to market yourself.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting, because you get, like, we're lucky because we're both from a design background. So if we want to make an email, we just slap it together and we don't think about it. Whereas other people who haven't got that, they know how to print, they know how to do the physical stuff, but they haven't got any of that design thing. And their websites might be a lot more drag and drop, or like they've just bought the website, put their logo on the top, and they haven't rebranded it
together with an agency. But yeah, indeed, we see it often. Really, people who are passionate about what they do, who love their to be on their screen printing machines, for example, and work with the inks, etc. But if you talk about digital marketing, yeah, it's not always easy for everyone to speed up.
Yeah,
so that's how we try to close the gap where possible, or that's our objective.
That's really clever. Can I jump back to like your factories in Bangladesh?
Sure.
Can you tell us like how you picked them? And I think I saw again on the same article about the electric bikes that people in the company are allowed to go and visit Bangladesh. Have you gone over there, or like?
I'll go in 2 weeks, actually.
2 weeks, wow. You got all your shots, and do you have to have special shots and injections?
No, apparently not. I got an extra vaccination, to be sure. But for the rest, no. It's no extra shots needed.
Really? You got like work visa and stuff sorted out?
That's everything that's done. Yeah, that was a heavy procedure.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, because you're in the office, you talk a lot about the farmers, you talk a lot about, how to improve the work life for the factory workers. You have only Teams contact with the team in Bangladesh. So I think it will be really an eye opener also to be, see it in real life.
Yeah.
We know
eat the food and like talk to the people. That is really exciting. So like, can you tell us like how those relationships have like built? Have you had to move away from certain factories and because they weren't quite up to standard, and then like trying to develop other ones and bring them up to spec? Like, how does that work?
Actually, a difficult question because I'm not aware of how it works. I've not been implicated so far in this one. So yeah, I don't have an answer, unfortunately.
But it's probably down to actually being there and showing up, and because I think things get lost in translation, and some of the things that I read about where like cotton that isn't certified is getting through as certified and getting through into the factories and then into the consumers. It's because no one's there on the ground checking if that's happening. Exactly. And of course you're going, if you own a factory and money's tight and stuff, and you can sell your cotton as organic, I mean, as a farmer, you could sell your cotton as organic and get more money for it. Like, you're probably going to do it if you're going to be able to feed your family a little bit better. So yeah, those things need to be controlled all the way along.
Yeah, you need extra controls. If you want to do it well, then you really need to be close to the factories, and you need your own people there where you're sure that they are, that they are honest and that they are having the values of Stanley Stella. So that's also why we have the offices there. We have on a daily basis our people who go to the 7 factories to check on it and also to check that cotton. And now we actually also have someone who specifically hired in China for our outerwear, because we work with recycled polyester there. So we have a sustainability officer now also hired in China to go there and check all the factories. It's super important for us to have people in the field.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we can pretty much finish there. I think we've covered a lot of topics. Is there anything that you want to tell screen printers about Stanley Stella in particular, or any kind of like thing that you want to get across to us?
Well, I actually valued a lot what you said about the fact that there's a difference between our garment and the quality when you print on a garment, that you exactly see the printability or the difference in the printability, the smoothness. Yeah. And the fact that people who choose for Stanley Stella, that we feel that they are part of a certain community, which is super valuable for us. It's what Jean Chabert wanted to do, and actually what he's also most proud of to do, or what he achieved, that he is starting to create this community of people who are helping to bring his vision. Well, it's not his vision, but to have a community with likewise people.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's basically it. I can't think of any other brand that I've championed this much without having spoken to before. Like, I've been talking about it for years, but it's just, I just can't go back now. So I'm like a super ambassador accidentally, but yeah, no, it's awesome, and I'm really looking forward to all the other new collections, and I'm just
and that's really nice to see, because our dealers are so passionate about what they do, but also about us, and that's heartwarming, because you're part of the Stanley Stella family, actually.
Yeah, and it's just like you're eating up more of the market share because sustainability is coming so important to the consumer. So
thank God,
you're only going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but thank God that people start to change their mindsets, and try to change things and make the right choices. Voila.
That's it. That's perfect. I really appreciate you coming on.
But thanks
And
for reaching out. It was really
no
nice to
problem.
meet you. Do you do often podcasts then?
Yeah, I do podcasts once a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. And what
They're
are
normal-
the topics then?
Well, they're normally other screen print studios. So you're actually our first. No, you're our second. We are our first like main manufacturer. We've had like other people in, but yeah, I think if I do like quite a lot of studio owners and then like the odd manufacturer, then it's like quite a good balance.
Yes.
But it's just getting us all talking, and I'm not even joking. Stanley Stella's come up in every single one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can go back and you can see like, because it's always like, oh, what garments do you print on? And they're like, well, I print on some of these, but I print on my ethical choice is Stanley Stella every single time.
Exactly.
So it's happening anyway, regardless of, you could basically just stand still and you'll just row anyway.
Well, that's not what we want to do, of course.
No,
but reach out in case you know, if you want a session specifically on sustainability or on decoration or on fashion, I don't know. Let us know.
Yeah, no, that'd be really interesting. Yeah, definitely will.
Thanks for inviting me.
No problem. Okay, have a nice evening.
You too. Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye now.
Lately